What is happening, everybody? This is Cody, aka DFS Prodigy, coming to you live, talking about this upcoming UFC slate. It's a great slate. It's UFC 265. Before we begin, hit that like button for me. Definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. It helps me a ton, as y'all know. So this is for the interim title weight. We have a couple good fights here and there. Some bright spots, some low spots. It is what it is, though. We have UFC. That's all we could ask for. That's better than not having a card, in my opinion. So, like I said, always hit like button when we come hop into the Discord. We're chatting it up in there. And then let's begin. Let's go to the very first fight with Johnny Munoz versus Jeffrey Simons. And again, we may not have all the fights. It's obvious. Right now, let's just pray that we have all these fights going into the weekend. But again, things change. We know how this goes. It's the unpredictable. This is COVID season. So, with Johnny Munoz versus Jamie Stevens. So, as you can tell, do I want to play Johnny Munoz at 9,100? That's the big question. This is the first fight. I hate playing first fights. You'll know how I feel about them. I typically want to fade the first fight, which I think I'm going to on this one. I mean, Munoz hasn't looked bad. But again, this is versus Simons, who is a low-level opponent. I don't see him staying in the UFC very long. I think this is an easy fight for Johnny Munoz. This is a bounce-back fight. I think he comes in swinging. I think he definitely has the potential to break the slate at 9,100 if he can get the knockout punch. But again, do I trust that? I'd rather take my gut feeling and saying no, that he doesn't break the slate, even though I think he can. But I'm fading this fight overall. I'd rather go to the next one with Melissa Gatto versus Leonardo. So, female fight, Gatto's making her debut at 8,800. She's a great fighter. She has solid grappling. If we remember, she beat Rosa. I think she looked good. I think this is her fight to go. Do I trust Leonardo here? Not really. She hasn't looked great at all. I don't like her here whatsoever. This is a scary fight to me. I love Gatto at 8,800. I'd like her more than I like Munoz at the price tag. So, in my opinion, I don't mind Gatto. So if you want to get to her here at 8,800, I would not blame you one bit. So that's kind of where I'm feeling on this female fight. Again, this is one of the bright spots, though. I definitely do like the potential of Gatto. I think she's going to be in the UFC for a while. So I trust her here at 8,800. I'd rather go with her, like I said, than Munoz. So going to Miles Johns versus Don Santos. We talked about this fight not too long ago. If we remember, it got called off, obviously, and we were on the Miles Johns side. Where is it? There we go. So, Miles Johns, 8,900. I love this price tag here for him. I'm not going to say much about this fight. This is a great fight. I'm happy it's still on. I'm taking all Miles Johns here versus Dos Santos. I think he takes care of business. The power that he has, the grappling that he has, the more work that he's had ready for this fight. I'm taking Miles Johns here in a heartbeat, and he's part of my core for this fight card. I love him here. Going down to Odi Osbourne versus Manuel Kapp. So, Kapp, he's had a tough opponent. So, we look at this. It's been tough for him. He hasn't had an easy run. They paid him a lot of money to show up. He hasn't shown up lately. I think this is the fight that he shows up on. He's getting Odi Osbourne, which is definitely not a trustworthy opponent. Do I think Osbourne has potential? Yes, I've interviewed him. He's a hell of a guy to talk to. But this is a tough task for him. I think this is Kapp's bounce back moment. I think this is a great matchup. I would love to play Kapp here at 9,000. Do I want him here, though, at 9,000? Not really. But from a betting perspective, I do like him here. I don't think Odi Osbourne can handle this fight. He has good hands, accurate striking, I know. So, in my opinion, I'm taking Manuel Kapp here. But do I want Odi Osbourne here at 7,200? Not really. Going to Jessica Penney versus Caroline Koltovich. So, do I trust the more motivated fighter in Pena, or do I trust the vet in Carolina? For me, this is a very interesting fight. We know Carolina has lost 4 fights in a row. She's fought the hell of a good fighters, though. That's the big thing. She has a tough resume. But is this the same Carolina that we saw years ago? No, I don't think so. I think this fighter, I think this is hard to get to her. I don't like her at 8,300. I don't trust the motivation that she carries. She's acting different. The mental game is not there. I think Penney is ready to go. I think this is a huge fight for her to step up and improve her competition. I like Penney at 7,900. Going to Ed Hermann and Alonzo Minifield now. Interesting fight. Do we trust the veteran Ed Hermann? Do we want Alonzo Minifield at 9,200? Give me all of Ed Hermann here at 7,000. I know it's not the same fighter. I get it. Hermann is a vet. But he can pull off this grappling one in a heartbeat. I'm taking the Joker here. I don't like Alonzo Minifield at 9,200. Look at the guys he's fought. I don't trust any of these guys that he's fought. So, in my opinion, There's no way I'm playing Alonzo midfield, especially at the 9,200 price tag. I don't see him pulling this fight off. Give me all Ed Hermann here, and he's a core piece of my lineup going into this weekend. Draco Rodriguez versus Vince Morales. Good lord, we have Morales on this fight card. That should tell you how I already feel. I don't want Morales here at 7,800. I don't think he belongs in the UFC either. He has some bad losses, awful ring IQ. I love Draco Rodriguez at 8,400. How can you not like the name of Draco anyways? Draco has been decent. Yes, he's been inconsistent. I think he has looked good. I think that going into what we saw in Dana White's Contender Series, he has good hands. So when I say he looks good, that's where I'm looking at is his hands. So I'm taking Draco Rodriguez here at 8,400. It's just the simple fact of I don't trust Morales one bit at all. Fizez versus Bobby Green. Let's talk about guys we don't trust. So, looking at this fight, let me find it on the DraftKings slate. 9,300 for Fizez, 6,900 for Bobby Green. So, great fight. Green has been interesting with a ton of beef. We saw him on against Hill. So, we know how he is on Twitter. He's a talker. He's a great guy. But do I like him here in this fight? Not really. I think this is the chance that Fizez has to bounce back and to show why he belongs at the UFC. So, in my opinion, this is a huge step up for Bobby Green. I don't like the step up in competition. I don't like the price tag for Fizez either at 9,300. So, let's go to Tecia Torres versus Angela here, where I'm all on the train of Tecia Torres. I love her here. Give me all of Tecia Torres against Angela Hill. 8,700 is a great price tag for her. She's going to come out swinging. I love the motivation she brings to the table. I don't think Angela Hill wants this fight. If we saw Tecia Torres feed her once, she'll beat her again. I love Tecia Torres at 8,700. Vincent Luque versus Michael Chiesa. This is the simple striking of Vincent Luque versus the grappling of Chiesa. If Chiesa can get this fight to the ground, I'm obviously thinking that he'll win this fight if he can get this grappling to the ground. So, this is a great style fight. This is going to be a true test for Vincent Luque if he can handle the grappling. I think he beats him in the striking aspect, though, at 8,500. I like that price tag for him also. So, the punches are quick. The accuracy is there. The volume's there. I love Vincent Luque here at 8,500. Jose Aldo versus Johnny Munoz. This is a tough fight. Very tough fight. Do we trust Jose Aldo in round 2 and 3? I do not. He fades in rounds 2 or 3. He obviously will win round 1. We know that's how Jose Aldo is going to be. I don't trust him, though, going into the 2nd or 3rd round. I think Pedro Munoz is ready to go. I think he has the durable fighter, the sub skills, the chin, everything you could possibly think of. He's the whole package. I like Pedro Munoz here. I think this is a big stepping stone for him. I like him here at 7,600, plain and simple. I don't trust Jose Aldo. I know he's getting up in age. He's a hell of a fighter, a legend in the game. But when we see him in round 2 and 3 gasping for air, that's why we're fading him, and that's why we're getting Pedro Munoz. Casey Kenney versus Sonya Dong. I forgot about this fight. I love Casey Kenney at 8,200. This is going to be the key fight of the night. I love this fight. Song has been a high-class prospect that we've seen all over Twitter. He's quick. He's very quick with his hands, fast on the feet. I like, though, Casey Kenney with the grappling aspect. I think he out-grapples him, and that's why I'm taking him slightly over Sonya Dong. And then going to Derek Lewis versus Errol. I'm going to keep it plain and simple. Who do you want? Do you want a freak athlete who is ready to go, or do you want Derek Lewis, who I don't think is motivated and ready to go in this fight? I'm taking Cyril Gane. This is the guy the UFC wants him to win. UFC has been battling him up. I love Cyril Gane at 9,400. You can lock him, load him in your lineups, and go win you some money. This is UFC 265 breakdown for everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope everybody has a good and safe rest of the night.